Get off that man page. Stop inspecting his comments. Stop inspecting his page and seeing who his likes, and take that time and inspect it, your life, and do what you need to do, because you so quick to adapt your attitude based on what you see on that man page, what you see in his likes. But you need to be doing that with your life. Inspect your life, and then adapt your attitude, adapt your action, adapt your habits, so that you can show up as the best version of yourself, the person that you talk about you being, the type of person that you envision yourself being. Okay? Welcome to the Be Real Podcast. We're growing, giving ourselves grace, giving ourselves gratitude, because this healing ish is not for the MFing week. This podcast is for anybody that's in a stage in their life where they're like, I deserve more and I'm going to get it. So now when life swings, you swing back. Yes, we're fighting life together. We're fighting life back together, okay? So if this resonated with you, this podcast is for you. On our Becoming Her series, I want to talk about, in our episode today, how important it is to inspect and adapt your life. So, you know how you be inspecting that man page? You know, going through that man likes, going through that man comments, and seeing if you see a girl in there. That's the same thing we're doing in your life. We're going to be going through your life, going through your habits, going through your days, and seeing what's going on. And then, you know, if you do find something in that man comments or his likes, you adapt your attitude. You either be in a good mood still, or now you got an attitude and somebody got you fucked up. Okay? And just to be honest, you may have yourself fucked up. Okay? Sometimes we just don't even look within or look at ourselves though as in depth as we need to. But we're going to do that today. So now that you got that, okay, we're gonna go into the episode. I'm gonna just give a brief story to how I had my point where I was like, okay, something gotta change, okay? If nothing changes, nothing changes, and I'm tired, okay? And so in my previous episode, as I was talking about morning routines and night routines, I started to see on the days that I would actually wake up and spend time with God and go to the gym, I would feel so great. My day would be just on a high. Like, baby, that day was tea. But on the days that I did not, the days that I woke up and I did not move with intention, that day just carried on into my day, into the type of mother I was, and the type of project manager I was. Like, it just carried on into all different areas of my life. And I did not like the way it felt. And so as I was starting these habits, I started to notice, I'm like, okay, I feel real good on these days, but yesterday I felt like I did not feel good at all, you know? And so what I did was I got a journal. Well, it was a planner. And in that planner, it has a calendar. And so I used the calendar in that planner, and every day I would put an emotion on how I felt that day. Because how you feel is very important, you know? So I had a good day, which is a happy face. I had a bad day, which is a sad face. And then if it was an okay day, I had an okay face. And every night I would go in my planner and I would go to that calendar and I would put whichever face type of day I had, or whatever emotional type of day I had, which it was good, bad, or sad. Good, bad, or okay. I would put that in the planner. And I would put like a 1 or 2 or maybe 3 sentence on why I had that day. And it helped me to track what was making my days be so elevated, you know? So you might start to track your days, and you might get to see him that every Wednesday you getting into it with whoever, and it's affecting your day, or you're having conversations with certain people and it drains your day and it impacts how your day moves forward, you know? So you're able to inspect what the root cause is, what's the mold, what's the problem, you know? And you're able to adjust. So what I am challenging you to do is to do the same thing in your life. And I'm going to talk through some things that I learned as I was doing it. So some things that you will get from this when you're actually inspecting your life, you'll start to see. Like for me, on Wednesdays, I started to see that I was in a low energy space. Like, I was just depleted on most Wednesdays. Like, I didn't want to do nothing. I didn't want to cook. After work, I'm going to go get my daughter. I'm ready to go home. I was just not in the nicest space. I wasn't in a good space. And so I'm like, what's going on Wednesdays? Why am I so like in this low vibrational type of place? I don't like this. And what can I do to change? So what I started to realize, I would be taking on so much on my Monday and Tuesday that when Wednesday would come, I was so depleted and I didn't have anything else to give myself. And when you're able to notice that, then I was able to say, when you're able to notice things like that, I was able to say back to myself, like, okay, what do you need to do on Monday and Tuesdays to make sure you're still staying elevated in your life? Maybe on Monday and Tuesday, you need to make sure that you're doing the things that pour back into you, not waiting until, or not skipping Monday and Tuesday and then waiting until Tuesday to try to pour in your cup because you're depleted. No, you have to do those things before. And even on Wednesdays, I started to tell myself, like, this is a low pressure day. I used to always be so hard on myself, like, okay, I need to cook. I need to this. No, on Wednesdays, we have a simple meal. We either have leftovers, we may go get something, or we take something out the freezer and put it in the microwave. Because today is a low pressure day. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on myself to perform and just do everything. I'm not doing that. It's a low impact day because I don't want to be so agitated with my daughter, because I know these are days that I am like, I need to refill my cup. So I am aware enough of that on Wednesdays, I may be in this space. So this is how we're going to move forward. Or I'm going to make sure on Monday and Tuesdays that I'm pouring in my cup so that on Wednesdays I am still in a great space, But I have the tools and I'm able to track the patterns on what to do to continue to stay in that good space, So now that I know Wednesdays are the days where I'm not always in the best mood, I now am aware enough to where I do things before I get to that place, So you can do the same thing. You are not waiting until you're depleted to try to pour back into yourself, So you have to track those patterns to see what is the root cause and how can I change and adapt so that I can be better and I can show up in the world for myself as a parent the way I want to. And as you start to track this, you may even start to see like, ooh, cooking dinner at nighttime every night is just not key for me. Like, it makes me get in bed at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. It makes me get in bed later than what I want. And then it affects my morning, or I'm not keeping the promises to myself that I want to keep in the morning. So I'm rushing in the morning. So then my day is not as good, or I'm having my mood or the impact of my day is just not as good. Like, I don't like the type of day that I'm having. So now that I'm understanding, I'm tracking every day. After the end of the week, I'm able to see what's working for me, what's not. Oh, okay. On Tuesday, I didn't have a good day because I was up late cooking and cleaning and all that. Okay, I'm not cooking and cleaning during the week like that no more. Like, if I am, I'm gonna make sure that it's like very minimal cleaning and very minimal cooking. So that means I need to do 30-minute meals, or I need a meal prep to make sure if I am cooking something, the meat is already seasoned and ready to go, and all I gotta do is put it in the pot and it's cooking while I'm getting my child in the bath so that I can go to bed and get the rest that I need so I can wake up and be in a good mood, and it actually carries on into my day instead of waking up fatigued, and then I'm tired and overwhelmed and exhausted within my day. So as you can see, the examples that I'm providing you with, it helps me understand what's working for me in life and what's not working for me in life. And as I'm talking through this, it helps you understand, like, it helps you not only be a better person for yourself, but it also helps you be a better person for the others that are around you, because like, it's good for your kid to see you in a good mood. Like, your kid don't want you always picking them up from school with the attitude, because I'm pretty sure on Wednesday, my daughter's like, what's wrong with her? Like, she got an attitude today. She don't want to listen to no music in the car. She don't want to do nothing, so understanding what's going on with you and how to, like, inspecting that is so important. So what I challenge you to do is you do not have to go get a whole planner if you already don't have one. Do not use that as an excuse. Like, I got to go to the store and get a planner before I can start. No, you can start today. Pick up your phone. Put an emoji in your calendar every day and write out how your day was before you go to bed. And every week, go back and look back and see what happened that day. And be like, okay, what can I change? What's one thing that I can work on that will help me have a better week next week? And you continue to do that. And eventually, it will just become second nature. And you'll just be doing things that are just like pouring into you or just making your days better. And then it's just like, I don't have to do it as much no more, but I do still do it. I pay attention to myself enough to where I don't have to write it down as much, but I'm aware. I'm like, what's going on? I catch it early, So it just allows you to just be more aware of yourself and actually make those changes that you want to make within you. Okay, so challenging you to start doing that. First, start off within a week. Just do it every week. At the end of every week, do it on Sundays so you can have a plan on how you're gonna have a better week. After that, start doing it every 2 weeks. When you feel comfortable, when you feel confident. And I just feel like it's gonna be so good for you because you're gonna actually start seeing who's the problem. What's the problem? Am I the problem? Because sometimes we gotta look at ourselves and be like, I'm part of the problem. I'm having a bad day because I done scrolled on TikTok all day. And my brain is drained, I'm having a bad day because I didn't go to bed on time. It makes you have to be responsible for you, okay? And like I always say, as you go through this, give yourself grace. You are not supposed to be perfect. Every day is not going to be a good day. First of all, every day is not going to be a good day. But you can know what makes you feel like your best self, and you can use those tools when those not so good days come up, okay? You know what's refueling you, what pours back into you, so that when those days come up, you're like, okay, let me go for a walk. Let me go for this. Let me go do this because I know this will help shift my day, So it's a tool to use to just stay in this space where your energy is in a good space versus you always being overwhelmed, tired, and exhausted, stressed and complaining, negative. Like, no, we are getting out of that space. And the importance of you getting out of that space is what you think, what you do, like all that attracts. It brings it into your life. So if every day is exhausted, I'm tired, and I'm negative, what do you think is going to keep coming in? Negativity, exhaustion. That's going to keep. But imagine having a day when you're in a good mood. Like you just having a great day. You pouring into yourself. You just on a high. What do you think is going to keep coming? That good is going to keep coming back to you. So we want to attract what you are. Right now, what are you? Are you negative all the time? Are you always complaining? Okay, we need to change that. And this is a tool to help you change that, okay? So, like I said, I challenge you to do that for at least 2 weeks, really a month, and just see what's working for you and what's not. I am knowing that it's going to shift you in so many different ways because it has worked for me in so many different ways. Baby, last week I had so much meat seasoned and ready to go so that I did not have to stress about cooking. And guess what? We ate healthy and we got to bed on time. I was happy and my daughter was happy, but I knew this was a problem for a few weeks, maybe a month, and I'm just now starting to do it. And so that's why I'm saying give yourself grace, because with everything else that we have going on, this is like, okay, I gotta improve in this area, but it's gonna be so worth it. But just take baby steps. Baby steps is better than taking no steps, okay? So that really wraps up what I have for today. But just remember the importance of inspecting and adapting your life. Get off that man page. Stop inspecting his comments. Stop inspecting his page and seeing who his likes. And take that time and inspect your life and do what you need to do. Because you so quick to adapt your attitude based on what you see on that man page, what you see in his likes. But you need to be doing that with your life. Inspect your life and then adapt your attitude, adapt your action, adapt your habits so that you can show up as the best version of yourself, the person that you talk about you being, the type of person that you envision yourself being, okay? It's time for us to have some awareness and some accountability, okay? And this goes for me too. I'm talking my own to you, okay? But before we end this episode, I really do want to pray us out, and then I'll just close out the episode. So, God, I thank you for allowing us to be here today. I thank you for allowing us to just be who you have called us to be. God, I'm knowing that sometimes looking at ourselves and looking at the things that are working for us can be hard. And looking at the things that's not working for us can be hard, because these are habits that we've had for years. These are habits that we've had for most of our life. So it may not be the easiest thing to break, but God, it's just giving us the awareness of what's working for us and what's not working for us helps us to just take that one step, God. So I'm asking that you help us and hold our hand and partner with us on this journey as we inspect and adapt our life. Help us to put our energy into the right things. Help us remove from exhausted to joy. Help us remove from the place where we're always tired and just always negative to a place where we're positive and we can have good energy and be in a good space. Help us to be able to turn those bad days into good days, because we know the tools and we know the things that help us become our highest version of ourselves, the most elevated, the most positive us, because it not only helps us, but it helps us as the type of parent we show up as the type of person that we show up as in this world, God. So I thank you for helping us inspect and adapt our life. I thank you for helping us just take those small steps so they can turn into big steps. I just thank you for allowing us to be and giving us grace on this journey as we continue to improve ourselves and grow and understand that it's progress over perfection. I thank you, we thank you, and we love you, God. Amen. That wraps up the episode. But if you enjoyed this episode and you're listening on YouTube, please subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. I love when y'all comment, because it helps me understand, like, okay, I am actually getting across to someone. It just helps keep me encouraged. So I'll be honest. And then if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can follow the podcast, and you'll get a notification every time I drop. And then if you want to leave a review on the experience that you had on the podcast, that would be great. I would appreciate it. But yeah, that's everything for today's episode. Be rare, be you, be authentic. Mwah!